Once upon a time, in the bright and peaceful town of Sunnyville, there lived a cheerful young boy named Clark. He was just like any other kid. He loved playing with his dog, zooming around on his bike, and eating peanut butter sandwiches. But Clark had a secret. He wasn't just an ordinary kid. Every morning, when the sun peeked through his curtains, Clark would leap out of bed, open his closet, and pull out a special blue and red costume. It had a big yellow S on the chest, a long flowing red cape, and shiny boots that sparkled in the sunlight. Clark was Super Kid, the flying hero of Sunnyville. With a whoosh, Clark soared out his window and zipped across the sky like a rocket. Birds cheered, clouds waved, and the sun winked at him. Time to help! Clark smiled. One day, while Clark was flying high above Sunnyville, he heard a strange sound. Meow, meow. He looked up and saw a little kitten stuck on the very top branch of Mr. Maple's tallest tree. The branch was bending and swaying, and the kitten looked scared. Clark zoomed up like a flash. "Don't worry, kitty," he called out. In one swoop, he caught the kitten and gently floated down to the ground. Meow, the kitten purred, rubbing against his superhero boots. A crowd of kids clapped and cheered. "Super Kid! Super Kid Clark!" Clark smiled shyly and gave a little wave. "Just doing my part." But Clark's day wasn't over yet. Suddenly, his super ears heard something else crash. Bang! Honk! Over at the Sunnyville Bridge, a big delivery truck had broken down in the middle of the road, causing a big traffic jam. Horns were honking, and cars couldn't move. Clark flew over, cape fluttering behind him. "Don't worry, folks," he said bravely. He landed behind the truck, took a deep breath, and with his super strength, gave it a big push. Rod! The truck rolled out of the way, and the cars began to move again. Drivers waved and cheered from their windows. "Thanks, Super Kid," shouted the mailman. Clark gave a big thumbs up and zoomed into the sky once more. Later that afternoon, while flying above the school playground, Clark spotted something very unusual. A giant rainbow-colored balloon floating way, way up too high for anyone to reach. "Oh no," said a little girl below, looking up sadly. "That was my birthday balloon." Clark nodded. "Let me get it." He blasted up through the clouds, chasing the balloon higher and higher. It floated near a bird, then past an airplane. Finally, Clark reached it and carefully tied the string around his wrist. He zoomed back down, flipped in the air, and landed gently in front of the girl. "Here you go," he said, handing the balloon back. "Wow, thank you, Super Kid," she grinned. By the end of the day, Clark was feeling a little tired. He had saved a kitten, fixed a traffic jam, and caught a runaway balloon. As the sun began to set, Clark flew back home, landed quietly in his backyard, and tiptoed into his room. He folded his cape, took off his shiny boots, and placed his mask neatly back in the closet. Just as he flopped onto his bed, his mom called from downstairs. "Clark, dinner time." Clark smiled. He might have been Super Kid to the world, and deep down, he knew that helping others, big or small, made anyone a real superhero. The end.